Initially, when I had decided to make this video, I was thinking of some of the top mods for Crusader Kings 3, and I have covered it in a previous video before. And I think Crusader Kings 3 is going to be absolutely fantastic when it comes to mods. There's a great depth of mods, more content in terms of DLC is being added. So far, these are the top 5 fantasy mods that I think are absolutely worth checking out on Crusader Kings 3. Another video will be made for the top historical mods for Crusader Kings 3 as well. But I want to know what your opinion is, and let me know down in the comment section below. Let's have a great discussion. So let's begin. And I have to start off with Realms of Middle-earth, or basically a The Lord of the Rings mod for Crusader Kings 3. It is really, really good. And if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, I think you know what to do already. Get Crusader Kings 3 if you haven't played it, and go ahead and download this mod, because it is an absolutely exceptional mod. One of the best mods I've played. Why do I say exceptional? Why do I keep repeating mod? Because it allows you to experience Middle-earth in so many different ways. For example, I played Sauron. Alright? Not Sauron, sorry. I played Saruman. And in Saruman, I decided that he wasn't going to become the evil one. That eventually, he came back to good. And that's something that I didn't know you could do. And the way the story events are written for the major characters within these chapters, within these narratives, within this rich condensed lore of Middle-earth, I think is an absolutely fantastic addition, because it gives you two alternatives. You either go evil or you either go good. That doesn't mean it applies to all characters, no. But look, Lord of the Rings, Realms in Exile is another fantastic... But look, Lord of the Rings, Realms in Exile is fantastic, because you literally get to replay the events of the Third Age, but you have way more character introduction. You have way more time to develop a character relationship with Denethor, with, let's say, Aragorn, with Sauron. You get to develop these relationships. And this is what I like about Crusader Kings 3, because it puts you in the perspective of how you rule a kingdom. And of course, we'll have to wait and see what more content is coming, because there's a huge amount of content already put in the game. And there will be a huge amount of content coming in the future for this mod. There is still so much to be added. The dwarves are also going to be added as well, but they're in the open beta, which if you want to go and download now, you can go ahead. But the open beta is an open beta, so expect any crashes from there. But Realms in Exile is a must for any Lord of the Rings fan. Have you always wanted to change Middle-earth's destiny? Have you always wanted to play Prince Adriel of, let's say, I think Lothan? Have you always wanted to play the Haradrim and take over Mordor? Go ahead. If you want to go and become the great king of Gondor and become, Gondor 2.0, go ahead. These options allow you to do so. That's what this mod does. If I were to say to someone, if they get Crusader Kings 3, what's the first mod they should download? I say get Realms in Exile. Get the Lord of the Rings mod. Because I bet you, our generation has already watched Lord of the Rings. We know Lord of the Rings. I can even say it off by heart by itself, even though I still don't know much about Lord of the Rings. There is so much history, so much secrets. And this mod invites you into it. It's a fantastic mod. It's really great. I think it's just absolutely brilliant, I can't wait to see what the final product is going to be. We have Crusader Wars that allows you to play in the battles of Middle-earth as you would in Crusader Kings 3, but on the Dauntless Days maps. But on Dauntless Days battle maps. You can do that. And just imagine what it's going to be when the Dauntless Days team has their own campaign. It's going to be epic. There is so much in the future for Lord of the Rings mods, especially in the strategy genre. In an age where we don't even have a decent Lord of the Rings game. We don't have anything now in terms of Lord of the Rings content. There's barely any video games being made. And we have mods like Dauntless Days. We have mods like Crusader Kings 3. So obviously that tells you something. That tells you that we are going to be set for a great, great future for Lord of the Rings. Anyway, I shall end on this note and let's go to our next mod. And the next mod that I would recommend is the Elder Kings II. Set during the chaotic interregnum of the Second Era about 1,000 years before the events of the Elder Scrolls Skyrim, you basically take part in an active role in the 400 years of strife that saw local warlords, petty kings, spiritual leaders compete over the collapse of the Empire. This is a highly detailed, entirely new world map covering the landmasses of Tamriel and Yokoda. And they also have, official lore maps and supplemental cartographic sources, as well as established and popular fan interpretations. So this is basically everything from the lore of the Elder Scrolls, fan fiction or official, has been implemented into this game. And now we also have the fact that many races and minor races of Tamriel have their 3D models. You also have custom clothing, map object assets for many races, so there is a ton of greater level of immersion within the styles and aesthetics of Tamriel. For humans, elves, and orcs, you can have mixed offspring. You can create dynamic hybrids, and well, who wouldn't mistake that? But here's the thing. This is the only big, I would say, mod that is out there in terms of the strategy genre for the Elder Scrolls. Because the Elder Scrolls universe is absolutely great. It's a fantastic role-playing series as well. But there's very little in the way of strategy for Elder Scrolls as a whole. So take it as you will. And Elder Kings does use some vanilla systems, as you will see in this campaign. When I played it, I was basically sending my, let's say, High Elf King all around Somerset, and he was just basically touring, being courteous, having affairs, doing whatever he wanted. But there's also a region system, new cultures, you can add in new titles, pantheons, you can devote new religions, you can have a magic system based on the schools of magic, vampirism, and there's so much more. There's religion, there's culture, there's custom features, there's new governments, succession types, traits. There is so much. You can even switch characters during the playthrough as well. If you feel like, okay, fine, I want to play something else, I want to go back to this campaign, I want to do something. It is that good, and it is a fantastic recognition of Skyrim. It is a fantastic recognition of the Elder Scrolls Online, I would say, to a small extent. It is that good that you see the world of Tamriel introduced in front of you. Now, I'm an Elder Scrolls Online player. I love the Elder Scrolls Online. People can debate about the lore of Elder Scrolls Online, but I basically get to experience all of Tamriel in such a way that I've never been able to do. Visit, let's say, Black Marsh, or visit, let's say, Daggerfall, or visit the Breton Islands, visit Necrom, visit, let's say, Somerset. But when you go back to the Elder Kings, it elevates you to the position of rulerhood, and it makes you want to play in it. I sincerely wish that more content is obviously added, and lots of new content is added, so that at the end, we will have a complete, stable Elder Kings 2 campaign that literally says, alright, that's it, here's everything, here we go. And there's a huge amount of content that it would be absolutely impossible to list within this mod. That is why I love it. I love Elder Kings 2, but for the roleplay in me, I do like the Elder Scrolls Online a little bit more. I might be a little biased, but for fantasy, if you're looking for something that's highly detailed on the world of Elder Scrolls, then go ahead and download this mod now. You will not read. Where do I even begin with Prince of Darkness? This is a mod that is so in depth, that has a ton of lords, legends, ladies, religions. It is bringing the idea that this world is run by vampires, and therefore these vampires rule and dominate this world, and you're playing in the collapse of basically what is humanity. Humans are slaves to an extent, but it is that good of a mod. Every ruler you choose has their own custom lore, their own custom dilemmas. You could just spend hours reading through every single biography of every single ruler and king or queen or empress. In fact, you even have, let's say, remnants of the old religions. such as, the Egyptian pharaoh trying to come back as, maybe I believe it's Seti or Osiris, but you have that, you have the Templar orders, you have, let's say, Mithras, you have so much more. And I just think to myself, okay, wow, this is a great mod. This is so in depth. This is so big that I feel like it would be absolutely impossible for me just to talk about it right now. It's that good of a mod. But I don't feel I can do it justice until I fully play this mod through and through. Once I've fully played this mod, I'm going to be like, fine, this is what I can say about it. Because it's a rich fantasy world with rich lore that you really need to get into the game. There's books and media and content about it. It even has Vlad Dracula as well. It has religion, it has mechanics. Everything about this mod is like it's a completely new game. That's what it feels like, and that's what I love about Crusader Kings 3. That you have access to such rich mods in the first place. And I think that is an absolutely excellent thing. That good, and I can't wait to see what future plans they have. They have some really exciting stuff coming up. All I'm going to say is, you know what to do, and all the link to these mods discords will be down below. This is so in-depth, it's like, where do I even start? It's a fantastic mod. So, Godhjera the Dying World. Now this is a total fantasy conversion mod and has its own grimdark setting, and it is poised on the edge of end times. The creator has been forgotten, destroyed, killed, whatever it is. Humanity has once again shaken the fabrics of reality through the use of world-shattering magic. So you have an endless fog spewing forth across the land. You've got undead people, you've got fantasy, Charlemagne, you've got all sorts of different factions, cultures, religions. But this world is going to basically explode. This world is declining. As the tribes migrate to the last safe lands and ancient empires crumble, reality itself hangs in the balance. Will you save the world or end it? There is one more thing about this mod is the lore is quite complex. I believe that it would need someone to write an entire novel based on this. It is grimdark. It is a world where hope, where miracles, everything goes to dust. You've got a full magic system that lets you cast dozens of spells, a huge handmade map that constantly grows with more content and detail. There's new terrain. You can elect judges and decide the path of your fate. You can balance the power of the lodges in the motor with a system that is inspired by the estates of EU4. You can meet and hunt the interesting beasts of Eris and hunt them down. You can colonize wastelands or lands never seen before. You can play as a swashbuckling rogue or a dreadful pillager across the high seas of Arius with the custom pirate government. There is so much in this mod, and I feel like if you love fantasy, if you are in the grimdark era, you are definitely going to like it. It's one of the most amazing mods out there. And many people will say, oh, it's too complex, I can't get it, the mod needs more stability. Well, you can join the Discord, you can help out. There's lots of things that the mod needs. It needs more designers. It needs, well, let's say this. And they need new artists, both 2D and 3D. Whether it be modelers, traditional illustrators, or even coat of arms designers. Come join the Discord. They're very casual in development, but the amount of content that has been added to this mod, it's literally amazing. And I will do a full playthrough of this mod at one point. It is that great of a mod. And there's so much lore here. It feels like, oh god, like where do I even start with this? It is that comprehensive of a fantasy mod. It is literally a fantasy mod that is too good. It's too good. Now, after the end is a crazy mod. Basically, we're entering into the post-apocalyptic Americas, and it's the successor to the popular CK2 mod. It is something. Basically, the end is taking place after a great cataclysm, the event that basically wiped out modern society. So think a little bit of fallout, but Centuries later, now we have these neo-medieval societies that have risen from the ashes. And it's 2066, new empires, faiths, and cultures have filled the void left over. The Empire of Brazil is the largest in the world, though it still struggles to contain the Amazon basin. Further north, you have Alenidos and Castellas struggling over control of the Mexico Empire. The Emperor of the Holy Colombian Commonwealth claims descent from old America, though the Americanists believe only their religious leaders can truly claim that. Out west, the eternal living guru of California has secured his position at the head of numerous faiths, though many fiercely resist his rule. I mean, seriously, this is a crazy mod. It's so unique and so in-depth that at one point I'm thinking, okay, this is madness, but it's also good. And I do like the fact that humans are returning back to the old, medieval style past. I do like that. I really do like it. I want to see an entire novel written on this. I want to see more stuff on this. It is so amazing. Just think of it as medieval Fallout, but not as a wasteland, but with thriving human societies that are coming back to the thing. I'd rather play a video game of this rather than have another Horizon Forbidden West where it's just, it's all modern architecture. I don't care about modern architecture. I care about ancient medieval architecture. You can see people are trying to become like Aztecs and all sorts. It's wild. It's a wild mod. There's 240 faiths, and there's tons of people going back towards indigenous religions, worshippers of the world before the event. You got 400 unique cultures, hundreds of 3D new assets. You don't even need any DLC to play this mod. But they do make some use of DLC exclusive features to provide, content for struggles and unique government type. So if you do want some DLC to more experience your playthrough, then why not? Why not? Multiplayer is stable so far, so you have that, and it won't be compatible with other mods, to be honest. And you can join the Discord as well, and all the links to the Discords will be down below. It will all be down below. It is just an amazing but wild mod. I don't know what to say. This is something that you would expect out of a Civilization mod or something. This needs to be made into a big game or something. I don't know. But it is fantastic. Seriously fantastic. Absolutely amazing mod. Go ahead, download it now. It's recently been released and it is just something. It's something. Ultimately, I tried to come up with the idea that I would make the best mods for Crusader Kings III. What I ended up covering was the best fantasy mods for Crusader Kings III. So our last one will be Warcraft Guardians of Azeroth. And this is just, I don't know what to say. This is a complete overhaul. It has new mechanics, new features, new everything. It has. It's just, you can play as the original characters from the Warcraft games. You can play it with a role-playing element. You're not adventuring in the world. You're not doing too much quests, but you are ruling. You do quests from time to time, but it's not as if you're going to be like a full adventurer unless you go and play all of these factions and all of these lords and legendary characters. It is so amazing that it would feel that I would need to sit down and play it. And sadly, I don't play World of Warcraft, but I would definitely love to. But I'll have to wait, because right now it's not the time for me to do so. But World of Warcraft is something special, and to play not only this, but to experience it as well in Crusader Kings III is amazing. All I want is Crusader Kings 3 to have more content. I played the Lich King. The Lich King is really cool to play with. There's so much more lore to be added in. I just think there's so much content going to be added in the future for this mod. It's going to be like, wow, alright, there's so much content. See, Guardians of Azeroth is another total conversion mod. It harnesses that storytelling. And you'll be thinking, wow, this is another strategy game that has Guardians. It's another strategy game that reminds you of Warcraft. And, it's a time of iron, blood, and fire, a season of war. Guard your allies, keep your enemies close, and you know what you have to do on the shores of Azeroth. There's new bookmarks, you can experience the historic events of the Orcish invasions from Draenor, the Scourging of Lordaeon, during the Reign of Chaos, the Ascension of the Lich King, you have new governments, you have military unions, you can even join alliances, you can do all sorts, you can join the Horde, you can join the Alliance, you got a detailed and historic map of Azeroth, there's extensively researched cultures, and the world is realized through a unique perspective of all manners. You've got legendary artifacts, magic system, legion invasions. You've got so much that is coming. I just think it's a massive mod. It's going to become even bigger in the future. The future for fantasy mods in Crusader Kings III is absolutely great. And to end this video, we have ModCon. And that's coming up, I believe, on the 26th of April. But it is going to be awesome. So there's going to be plenty of great content for Paradox mods that are out there. I just think it's fantastic. Eventually, I wanted to make this video saying, okay, let's start with historical and fantasy, and I ended up going all fantasy. In the next video, I will do the top historical mods for Crusader Kings III. After that, I will then make another video saying the biggest mods for Crusader Kings III in all generations. I don't know. But I really do hope that you download these mods, that you have a great time playing it. It is going to be absolutely fantastic. So don't forget to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. I will see you in the next video.